From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charith Miniprarachi and here are today's headlines. Presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa emphasizes that death penalty will be imposed on those who engage in terrorist activities under his administration. The state sector employee will be further strengthened, presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa says. Presidential candidate Anura Dissanayake says defeated governments will not be productive for the nation in the future. 4 persons have died from 2 road accidents. 59 have been injured. Heavy rainfalls to occur in many districts tomorrow. 39 people found dead in a lorry trailer in Essex were Chinese nationals. Essex police confirmed.
For those and other stories in detail on your top story. Today marks the 25th commemoration of late Gamini Dissanayake. The commemoration ceremony was held near the statue of late Gamini Dissanayake erected at Anandakumaraswamy Road in Colombo. The event was held under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Born on March 20th in 1942, Lionel Gamini Dissanayake came into politics through United National Party and rendered a versatile service to the public. He had rendered many services while holding various ministerial portfolios in several locations. Navin Dissanayake, Mayantha Dissanayake and Varunitharuka Dissanayake are his children. He was 52 when he died from a bomb blast on October 24th in 1994. Family members and Speaker Karu Jayasuriya were present at the 25th commemoration ceremony. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that if the country is self-sufficient with rice, then the complete credit should be given to the Mahaweli project, which was initiated by late Gamini Dissanayake. He said that the country was self-sufficient with rice after the Mahaweli project was completely initiated in 2004. He said that the generation of electricity in the country was able due to the electricity generated through the reservoirs built by the late Gamini Dissanayake. He said that the country became the world cricket champions with the introduction of the sport cricket to the nation by late Gamini Dissanayake. The Prime Minister said that the late Gamini Dissanayake should be remembered as a figure who changed the history of the country. He said that if the 13th Amendment, which was brought in through late Gamini Dissanayake's efforts, can be fully implemented, the issues related to the country and national reconciliation will be resolved. He also said that the late Gamini Dissanayake was also able to change the trajectory of the war and to favourable terms through his efforts.
Presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa emphasizes that he will not allow any terrorist activities to occur in the country under his administration. He said that he will impose death penalty on those who get involved in such activities without any political differences. He made these remarks while speaking on the Easter Sunday attacks at a public rally held in Jayala last night. A warm welcome was extended to presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa by the gathered masses. Presidential candidate of New Democratic Front, Minister Sajith Premadasa, said that the groups which are engaging in terrorist activities will have to be brought before the law and impose death penalty against them. He said that he is not a person who will be excited after ending a life. However, he inquired who will speak on behalf of the innocent lives lost from brutal terrorist attacks occurred in Katua, Pitia, Kochikade and Ziam churches. He said that those who planned such brutal attacks should not be given the life sentences, which is the highest punishment provided through the law in Sri Lanka, but under his government all efforts will be taken to impose the death penalty against such culprits without any discrimination. He also said that eradication of the drug menace will be a priority in his national security policy.
මානීය දණ්ඩනය ලබා දෙන්නට අපේ ආණ්ඩුවක් යටතේ අපි කටයුතු කරනවා. කුඩු ව්‍යාපාරය විනාශ කිරීමත් මගේ ජාතික ආරක්ෂක ප්‍රතිපත්තියේ ප්‍රමුඛතාවය ලබන වැඩසටහනක් කියන එක මම මතක් කරන්න කැමතියි.
Presidential candidate Minister Sajid Premadasa took part in a public rally held in Karandaniya, Galle today. Many former Sri Lankan Freedom Party supporters, including former minister and former party organizer for Karandaniya Electorate, Gunaratha Veerakorn, were present on this occasion to extend their support in ensuring the victory of presidential candidate Minister Sajid Premadasa.
Presidential candidate of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that the state sector employee will be strengthened under his administration. He made these remarks at a public rally held in Kotmale yesterday. Presidential candidate of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that the efficiency of the state sector will be increased under his administration. He said that the state sector employees will be protected through the law in order to allow them to take necessary decisions for the betterment of the country and the people without any fear. He said that a massive development in the country was carried under their governments. He said that a special attention will be given towards the agriculture and plantations industries. He added that the former president granted the fertilizer subsidy after trusting the farmer communities. He said that they will not allow substandard tea to be imported into the country. He also said that the right price in the world will be provided to the Ceylon tea, which is currently at the 4th level with the mediation of the government. He also said that he conducted decisions with CWC leader Thunderman on how to increase the salaries of the estate workers. He said that they will take measures to provide the minimum wages of the estate worker up to 1,000 rupees and uplift their living standards, including education, employment opportunities and vocational skills and many more. Also, he said that discussions were held to provide adequate housing facilities for the estate worker communities. He further said that the CWC extended their support to them after reaching an agreement on these aspects.
Presidential candidate of New People's Power Movement Anuradha Dissanayake says the defeated governments will not be productive for the nation in the future. He made these remarks at a public rally held near Wallavaya main bus stand last evening. Presidential candidate of National People's Power Anuradha Dissanayake said that the voters cast their vote to elect a government which is capable in resolving their issues. He said that the public come to the conclusion after a short while that each government has failed to fulfill their needs and resolve their issues. He said that the Mahinda Rajapaksa government increased taxes on goods in 2015 and the price rate of fertilizers was increased from 330 to 500 rupees. He said that the same government burdened the entire nation with a high expenditure. He said that due to many reasons the country toppled the former government and former present government. He said that the public are in the mindset that they have to defeat this government as well. He requested the people to establish a new government and a new administration on November 16th.
Colombo District Election Operations Office of the United National Party was opened today at the address number 770 Sirimau Bandaranaike Road, Colombo 14. The opening was held under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Many ministers and parliamentarians were present on this occasion. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the majority of the country refused and rejected former President Mahinda Rajapaksa and his family. He said that all those who opposed them are not supporters of the UNP, as they support other parties as well. He said that 5 years have passed since they elected a new president to lead the country. The Premier said that they were not only managed to establish a minority government from the general elections. He said that many assumed that the government would not sustain for a longer period. However, he said that they managed to sustain a minority government throughout. The Prime Minister then inquired whether the presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa would remove the suicide service and bring back the white van culture. He said that presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa claims that his victory in the forthcoming election would be a victory of the country. However, he said that the victory of presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa would surely be victory for former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksa and former MP Basil Rajapaksa.
And a joint media briefing of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and Sri Lanka Podujana Peramana was held in Colombo today. These are some of the remarks made during the media briefing.
We of the SLFP think that this country needs to have a disciplined government where all parties can work together and work on the same philosophy. SLFP is strongly committed. We are as committed as SLPP, and we are blood brothers, and we will ensure the victory of Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Then the second point I want to emphasize is that as this campaign develops, you can see who is the candidate that is giving a rational view regarding the future. You will also see it in the manifesto tomorrow. Who is seriously addressing issues and who is talking of a technology-based future.
Our candidate is not a politician. He was the secretary to the Minister of Defense to defeat the 28 years long war with terrorists. And then he became the secretary to two ministries, key ministries. So then he has showed his ability, and he performed to the satisfaction of the citizen of this country, especially Colombian suburbs.
Now people want a proper combination that can deliver to develop this country financially and otherwise. So for that, we have a combination. Even to work with the international community, we must have a stable government. The only way that we can have a stable government is by having Gotabaya Rajapaksa as the president and Mahinda Rajapaksa as the prime minister.
Sri Lanka Freedom Party is a party which has always worked for the benefit of the party. We have been left-oriented. We have always got the support from the right-thinking people of this country. Therefore, with the support of the SLFP, we will govern this country for the betterment of the people. As you know, the last 4 years, we have seen what has happened to the country.
Tamil National Alliance says that the decision to extend their support to which candidate will be made after each party declares their relevant election policies. These remarks were made after a meeting held at the official residence of the leader of Tamil National Alliance, R. Sampanthan. Parliamentarian M. Sumanthiran said that the party has not taken an official decision, and also the election statement of the party has not been declared either. He said that a decision will be made on October 31st after discussions. He said that he met with presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa and opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa. He said that their decision will be taken after considering the policy statement of SLPP. He said that cordial discussions were held between the parties. However, different remarks have been made on political stages.
Policy statement of the presidential candidate of National People's Movement Mahesh Seranayake was unveiled at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute today. The policy statement includes 10 pledges. One of the pledges is to create a sustainable development process to strengthen the agriculture and domestic productions based on an export-oriented economy. The second pledge was to increase the per capita income and eradicate poverty in the country through a sustainable economic management. Another pledge is to establish a common law in the country and create an environment to provide the rightful place for the correct person. Mahasangha and intellectuals were present on this occasion.
Being the only independent national candidate who does not belong to a political party is the only one candidate who can make the change of system in this country. Nobody else. I am surrounded with all the resource personnel, lecturers, doctors, professors, masters, teachers, principals, all intellectuals in the country to ensure we take the country forward from today. So that is the very reason we stand here. And this policy, the booklet that we are issuing today, will cover almost everything, even in 3 languages. And I wish that everybody should read it, understand it, and ensure this message is passed on to everyone in this country in your own language, in very simplistic form, to ensure people understand it and not only voting for us, to ensure that we do it. If we do not do it, chase us out. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, addressing a media briefing, presidential candidate of Frontline Socialist Party, Dominda Nagamwa, said that an economic system which will prioritize the social needs will be created in the country.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in western, northwestern, northern, southern, central and Sabaragama provinces. The department further said that showers or thundershowers will occur elsewhere after 1 p.m. The department has further requested general public to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thundershowers. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in western, northwestern, northern, southern, central and Sabaragama provinces, and heavy falls about 100 millimeters can be expected in several places in the country tonight. Fairly heavy falls about 75 millimeters can be expected in some places in central, Sabaragama and Uva provinces. The weather report further indicates that misty conditions can be expected in several places across the country during the morning. Showers or thundershowers will occur in the sea areas around the island. Heavy showers can be expected in several places in the coastal region extending from Goa to Putlam via Colombo. According to the Met Department, temporary strong gusty winds up to 70 to 80 kilometers per hour and rough seas can be expected during thundershowers. Two small fishing boats and one multi-day fishing trawler anchored in Ambalangoda Fisheries Harbour have been damaged due to the effects of the prevailing strong gusty wind conditions. According to the reports, the boats have collided with the stone wall of the harbour after being broken off from the anchors. Consequently, the multi-day fishing trawler has been completely destroyed and one of the small fishing boats was found under the seabed. According to the fishermen, the value of the multi-day fishing trawler was around 2 million rupees. Minor flooding situations have occurred in several areas in Galle district due to the prevailing heavy rain condition. According to reports, the vehicular movement in many roads have been hindered due to the prevailing condition. Low-lying areas including Degandara, Nukaduwa, Beligaha and Kahaduata have been inundated. Consequently, hindrances also occurred to the vehicular traffic in the Goa-Vakvala road. Welcome back. We continue with more news from home. The European Union says that the presidential election 2019 is important for Sri Lanka to continue making progress on its path of reform and national reconciliation. High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Federica Mogherini, has stated that the EU values its partnership with Sri Lanka. The Vice President of the European Commission has also stated that deploying an election observation mission for the upcoming presidential election confirms the continuing engagement and commitment of the EU in support of democratic processes in the country. The European Union, in response to an invitation by the Election Commission, deployed an EU election observation mission to Sri Lanka to observe the forthcoming presidential election. The EU, emphasizing its long history of accompanying the electoral process in Sri Lanka, has stated that it has deployed EOMS on 5 previous occasions and last in 2015, which reflects the EU's long-term commitment and partnership with Sri Lanka. High Representatives for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy has appointed Marisa Matias, member of the European Parliament, as chief observer of the EOM to Sri Lanka. The Vice President of the European Commission has further stated that the forthcoming election is important for Sri Lanka to continue making progress on its path of reform and national reconciliation.
Election Commission says a total of 1,485 complaints of election violations and violent activities have been lodged since the date of the submission of the nominations up to now. Meanwhile, a group of persons has inflicted damages to the party office of the United National Front in Veerakatia last night. The damages have been caused to the Anodava party office in the Veerakatia Agrahara Gram Niladhari division. The party office was declared yesterday and is registered with the Hambantota District Election Secretariat. According to reports, the supporters of the party had remained at the party office premises until 10:30 p.m. The reports have further indicated that the damages have been caused to the office during the period after 10:30 p.m. 2 promotional boards fixed in front of the office were damaged and the culprits have stolen one of the boards. According to the reports, the light bulbs of the office were removed and the flag post and the chairs of the office were overturned. A complaint has been lodged with the Virakati police station regarding the incident. Total of 10 complaints on violent activities have been lodged with the Election Commission during the period from October 8th till yesterday. In addition, the Commission has received 1,414 complaints of election violations and 61 other complaints thus far.
Forum on Bamboo for Energy and Industrial Sustainability will be held tomorrow at the Institution of Engineers, Sri Lanka. The forum is organized by United Nations Industrial Development Organization in collaboration with the Institution of Engineers of Sri Lanka. The forum is organized under the Bamboo Processing Sri Lanka project launched by the UNIDO and funded by Global Environment Facility. The objective of the project is to develop a bamboo supply chain and product industry in Sri Lanka. The speakers and the audience are among professionals and investors from different sectors along with experts from biomass, energy and bamboo plantations. Bamboo is an economically viable crop which becomes profitable after 5 years from initial planting. However, the potential of bamboo as a biomass is yet to be exploited. The objective of this Evergreen Sri Lanka Forum is to build awareness and transfer the necessary knowledge on bamboo as a biomass energy source and to promote bamboo as a substitute for hardwood in an eco-friendly manner. Evergreen Sri Lanka will take place as an interactive discussion creating opportunities for the audience to discuss and confront this upcoming bamboo for an energy topic in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka's delegation, led by Foreign Minister Tilak Marapana, is set to take part in the 18th Summit of the Heads of State and Government of the Non-Aligned Movement, which will begin tomorrow. The summit is taking place from October 25th to 26th in Baku, Azerbaijan. Leading the Sri Lankan delegation to the 18th Summit of the Heads of State and Government of the Non-Aligned Movement, Foreign Minister Tilak Marapana arrived in Baku, Azerbaijan on last Tuesday. The summit will be held under the new Non-Aligned Movement chairmanship of Azerbaijan. The 18th Summit of Non-Aligned Movement will be held under the theme Upholding the Brandung Principles to ensure the concerted and adequate responses to the challenges of a contemporary world. The summit was preceded by the preparatory senior officials meeting held on October 21st and 22nd and the preparatory ministerial meeting on October 23rd and 24th. Sri Lanka is a co-sponsor of the Bandung Conference of 1955 and a founding member of the Non-Aligned Movement. The group has continued to progress over the 6 last decades and its membership has now surpassed 120.
4 persons have died and 59 have been injured from 2 road accidents occurred during last night and today. High speed and reckless driving are the causes for the accidents. Sri Lanka Transport Board bus had collided with a private bus in Mineria area at 11:30 last night. The SLTB bus driver succumbed to his injuries on admission to the hospital. 51 persons were injured and admitted to the Polonnaruwa General Hospital. Reports indicate that 5 injured are in critical condition. According to police, reckless driving of the SLTB driver was the cause of the accident. Meanwhile, a man, a woman and a child had been killed while another 8 were injured after a van veered off the road and crashed into a tree at the 4th milepost on the Putlam-Anuradhapura road this afternoon. The injured have been admitted to the Putlam hospital.
26 students of the Inter-University Student Federation have been taken into custody after engaging in a protest march without adhering to the police orders. This note. The protest march, which was held based on several demands, was started from the Colombo Fort railway station. Subsequently, the Gold Road was closed from the Lotus roundabout and the students had attempted to march towards the presidential secretariat without adhering to the police orders. According to reports, the police took steps to control the students with the use of tear gas and water cannons. A heavy traffic congestion occurred in the surrounding roads of Colombo Fort due to the protest march.
The national television has won many accolades at the Sumati Awards today. The ceremony is currently taking place at Nellum Pokuna Theatre. Tone Poem musical program directed by Ranga Premaratna of National Television won the Best Musical Program Award. Dumriye Gatunu Ali program by Anuradha Devapriya of National Television won the Best Current Affairs Program Award. Nilufa Mohotti won the Best Education Program Award. Dirya Landun, program by Jamini Leperuma, won the Best Women's Program Award. Most Popular Teledrama Award was won by Sudu Andagene Kalu Abidin, program directed by Sunil Costa and aired on national television. It has received more than 1.1 million SMS votes. Many programs of the national television have been nominated at the award ceremony. Another phase of the DLB Medical Service Camp of the Development Lotteries Board was held in Hambantota recently. The camp was organized for the agents and sales assistants of the Development Lotteries Board. Close to 300 people were present at the camp to receive treatments. Medical checkups, medical advices, eye examinations and donation of spectacles were carried out at the camp. Chairman of the Development Lotteries Board, Senasuriya Peruma, and Deputy General Manager Chanaka Dodangoda were present on this occasion.
And in the stock updates, the all shares price index closed at 5,916.28 points, increased by 27.94 points, and the S&P SL20 index closed at 2,932.36 points, also increased by 10.01 points at the end of the trading in the Colombo Stock Exchange today. Turnover was over 731 billion rupees. Here's a summary of market details of the Colombo Stock Exchange today. And 39 people, including 8 women, found dead in a lorry trailer. Stay tuned for foreign news after this break. And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Good night.
Good night.